You know that within the, if you actually go back in the fossil record, there is a species X. I just brought out this box, species X. How did it come around?
I don't know.
Okay, that's good because you don't believe in Darwinian evolution anymore.
Wait, are you talking about the first organism or something?
No,
what's your species X?
I'm just bringing you a box.
Right.
I'm telling you, where did this come from? I'm asking you, where did it come from?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then Darwinian evolution's false.
Well, because I don't understand your analogy you're trying to make.
Because 99.999% of species are actually missing. We don't have their DNA. We don't have their bones. We don't have any pictures of them, cave pictures of them. 99.999% of species are missing according to the National Science Foundation. So if what you just said is correct, that I bought you a piece of data and you said, I don't know, therefore Darwinian evolution cannot explain 99.999% of the data.
Why? Because it's not there.
Yeah.
Of course it can't explain data that isn't there.
Yeah. So you said you believe in Darwinian evolution.
Yes.
Right? And now I just showed you why the whole of it is actually based upon data which is 0.0001%.
Right, so you're working off the premise.
How can you believe in something which is based upon 0.0001% of the data?
That's how you look at it. You could say that it's based on all of the data. Weren't we arguing that point just a moment ago? That it encompasses all of the data?
No, we were arguing that from a Darwinian point of view, what Darwinists have actually done is they've managed to frame the theory in a way that they can explain anything which exists or doesn't exist, even, like I pointed out, homosexuality and heterosexuality, even though both of them are polar opposites.
Right.
And a theory that has been framed in such a way that they can come up with hypothetical scenarios for anything and ad hoc rationalizations, that theory, it should be questioned about whether it is even science. Because look, I'll say this, look, you've seen documentaries about how we supposedly evolved, right? What they say about our evolution is that we grew big brains because we started to eat protein and we started to harness fire, correct? How on earth will you falsify a hypothesis like that?
You pose another one. No one's that theory is one theory.
So pose another hypothesis. How will you test that?
You could find the food that was available in that time.
That time. Okay. No. When was that time that human beings and chimpanzees split up? When was that?
About 6 million years ago.
Sorry?
6 million years ago.
6 to 7 million years ago. Where did that?
6 million.
6 million. Okay. Where did you get that figure from?
I was taught it.
You were taught it. Okay. Do you know one of the figures is 20 million, one of the figures is 6 million?
Well, either one of them is wrong, lying, or from a different time.
Okay. What's the 20 based on? What's the 6 based on?
Well, I'd have to see it. I mean, I'd have to peer review it. I don't know.
Okay. Both of these are different interpretations of the same data.
Okay.
The way that science works, it's like a scatter graph, right? You've got a graph here. You've got a bunch of dots. You can make a straight line, a bell curve, a sine curve, a tan curve, an exponential curve. The same pieces of data can give rise to different alternatives. That's the way that science works.
Well, they can be interpreted differently, yeah.
Of course it can, because that's the way that science actually works. The problem with Darwinian evolution, the way it's actually taught, is it's taught like a religion. It's taught like it's something true. And that is the thing which I'm actually challenging, because we live in a secular society and we need secular ideals to make sense of reality. So like I'm a Muslim, we have the story, the creation story, that the universe was created by God. Likewise, the atheists need a creation Genesis story, and Darwinian evolution is their Genesis story. So if you came to a Muslim country and I taught you the Quranic origin of the universe, you would want to challenge that. If that's true, then you being in this secular society, you should also challenge the material Genesis story of atheism.
I think it is challenged.
Well, if it is challenged, then give me any evidence in any school in this country or university where you can openly teach alternatives to Darwinian evolution and where you can openly criticize Darwinian evolution. Find me, like any child here before the age of 16, get me a GCSE book which gives me that, and if you give me that, I'm going to say I'm wrong and I'm going to walk away.
Why is that important?
That is important because that is exactly what we're talking about, indoctrination.
Right.
Where people are taught an atheist material Genesis story without being explained, firstly, what it exactly is, and two, the alternatives to it.
Well, evolution exists in a science classroom. It's the same kind of
Not
science.
evolution, we're talking about Darwinian evolution. There's a difference between the two.
Fine, but it's taught in a science classroom. It's the same kind of science. It works off of the same philosophy. It's taught right next to physics and chemistry. So it's to omit it from the.
I don't want to omit it. I want people to teach it.
All right, but
all I want
it's
is
taught
I want
in
it.
a science
I want it to be
classroom.
taught.
So to teach something that isn't science in a science classroom.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
you
not
said
teach science.
you wanted me to find a classroom where it teaches an alternative to Darwinian evolution.
Yeah.
Right, but that wouldn't be science then.
Do you know what you just did there? You just showed it is pseudoscience. Because you said anything that's not Darwinian evolution is not science.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Because science, it's.
Because I'll tell you something. I'm going to name you 5 atheist evolutionary biologists who are atheists. They don't believe in God and they're evolutionary biologists. And every single one of them has come up with a different alternative to Darwinian evolution. This is not God. This is not religion. Okay, we have evolution by natural genetic engineering by James Shapiro, who is an atheist. We have evolution by mutationism by Masatoshi Nai, another atheist. We have evolution by Neo-Lamarckian evolution, another secular theory. Evolution, symbiotic evolution by the acquirance of genomes. That's Lynn Margulis, another atheist evolutionary biologist. Stuart Kaufman, evolution by self-organization. 5 evolutionary alternatives by atheist evolutionary biologists. You'll never find them in textbooks.
Okay, fine. You can. They'll be welcome in a science classroom as long as
won't
they're
be
based off
welcome
of the
if what you said
scientific
is
method.
true.
But if you present an origin story that's not based in the scientific method, then it's not going to be welcome in a science classroom.
I agree with you totally. But these 5, these are not based upon religion.
They're welcome.
But you just said anything that's
I'm-
non-Darwinian is not science.
Well, that's because I'm talking to a Muslim and I thought I was arguing that point.
No, but what you need to understand is this. When it comes to your worldview, look, me and you are going to die one day.
Pardon?
Correct? Me and you are going to die one day.
Oh,
Right? Either God exists
I
or...
need to go and eat.
That's absolutely fine. And that's survival of the fittest.
Right, let's speak to you.
Okay, it was very good speaking.
Fred, listen.